Historical medieval battle, striking and punching. What is historical medieval battle? Have you heard of that? It's like LARP. He calls it HMB, historical. He's probably fucking with me. Striking and punching power. Just do a power athlete. I'm not gonna answer that question because I feel like I'm getting trolled. Wrestling, struggle with making proper training programs that are challenging but don't overdo it. Same thing like I answered with boxing. A lot of wrestlers, like when I worked with wrestlers, the biggest thing that they have is they try to overtrain. They want to live in the gym. And they do the weights at the same level they do their skill stuff. So think of your skill stuff as multiple repetitions, and you're training hard, you're grinding those out. When it comes to the weight room, elevate the weight room, think low volume, high intensity. When it comes to the skill, think high volume, medium intensity, right? That's usually how you train. So make sure you separate the two, and that when you get into the gym, it's about quality reps, not the quantity of reps. And that's all I can answer for you there, because the rest of it you can train. I mean, you can essentially look up anywhere. Do advanced 5x5, do flight system, whatever it is. Lower the volume, think quality repetitions, high intensity, high quality, and lower the volume. Basketball, quickness, lateral quickness, vertical. So to go over quickness 100% can be trained. And the way that I train quickness, as opposed to getting somebody powerful, because somebody can be powerful, but they won't necessarily be quick. I do a lot of footwork drills. And what I mean by that is, even if it's toe touches over a line, different balance and coordination stuff. If you look up a guy, Gold Feet Global, I think he's doing some amazing work. He's down there in South Florida. I've talked to him a couple times. Shout out to him. I think he's doing some really great stuff. But basically, keep your body adapting to different movement patterns where you need to force foot quickness. And then once you do that, then you want to start mimicking sport-specific movement. So stuff that you're actually going to find yourself doing on the basketball court, whether that be guarding somebody in the post or actually posting somebody up. Mimic those sport-specific drills for quickness, and then as you start to master those, you'll start to notice your body's put in better situations so that when you need to actually perform that quickness, you can. I always say like this: the slowest two football players at quarterback with the fastest dropbacks are Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. They know exactly what they need to do when they drop back, so it puts them in a better position to make plays. And they're not fast at all. You improvise. You improvise by continuing to train those unsport-specific movements, but when it comes to actually getting better at your sport, you want to try to break down the movements that you're actually doing. I saw your video on how to train for agility, but I was wondering how to fit an agility quickness section into my workout. Thanks. I suggest doing your agility. If it's a weakness, you separate it from all your other training, and you do a separate session for it. When I sucked really bad at my footwork, or when I was trying to play wide receiver, I actually went out there and practiced running my stem, running my tree routes, basically going out and actually separating that and doing it and focusing on quality of rep. If not, if you just want to start to improve it, I say add 5 to 10 minutes of drills in front of your workout, in front of your strength training session. Well, make sure you're doing it every day. Throwing velocity in baseball, more particularly from the outfield. So I kind of just answered this one when it comes to baseball, but to give you a better or more in-depth answer, or not in-depth answer, but direct, increase your power. Pick a program that's going to increase your absolute strength and your overall power. And then in addition to that, balance out your rotational exercises. So what I mean by that is perform a structural phase where you're, like I just said on the previous one in baseball, and make sure that you're rotating opposite of what you throw, that throwing motion. Constant shoulder dislocation from anything overhead. It sounds like it's stability. I would perform a lot of stability exercises. It's hard to, and I talked, me and one other guy went at it for a little bit when I put a back pain thing up. But it's hard to answer injury questions when you're not dealing with that person specifically. You could give generalities, but you have to take that athlete exactly where they're at. For me, hearing that straight up, it sounds like it's some form of a stability. There could be other problems that are going on with there. If you can, what I would suggest is start performing shoulder stability exercises. You could start off as something as easy as retraction, right, in a push-up position, some form of planks. You could do walkouts. You could start with wall walks if that's a little bit easier, or a little bit harder. But I would think of things that are going to increase stability within the shoulder. Plays at a university, and I struggle with hip mobility. You gotta do hip mobility exercises. Look into one that I'm using right now, because unless I'm being guided, I hate stretching. I don't know if you guys know this about me. I suck at stretching. I'm very unflexible. I just hate it. I don't like it. I'd rather roll out. But I get warmed up. They actually make fun of me because I do like a toe touch and then I'm ready to go. But for yourself, for hip mobility, follow an actual program that makes you do it. I follow one right now called Gymnastic Bodies. It might be expensive for you, but look into that. I'm sure they got all kinds of videos on YouTube, and just set time aside that you're actually gonna do it. Force production in shoulder. Perform explosive movements, pushing movements. That'll be vertical, horizontal, explosive band push-ups, medicine ball tosses, medicine ball broad tosses. If you want to increase force production in anything, you need to be able to teach your body to absorb first, right? So you're absorbing and then producing. So some kind of explosive movements. I see a lot of people don't program, they program a lot of jumping with their legs. They don't do the same with the upper body. You should be balancing it out with your upper body as well. Don't just bench press. But beyond bench pressing, if you're an athlete, what are you doing to be able to, utilize that strength to transfer over to something more explosive, right? So you should be doing throwing exercises all the time. And I like a lot of ballistic movements, because that's what essentially, that's where you actually release the ball, but it really focuses on the concentric portion of that. A lot of you guys, if I can better explain things, especially for you athletes, and I see this so often, I think the biggest thing I was trying to get across today is, look, when it comes to explosiveness, it comes to first step, there's stuff out there that you can follow. It's a matter of getting out of your own mind and actually committing to that program. I think the biggest thing that you might struggle with as a kid is information overload, or you simply just don't trust that program, right? So find a program that you trust in and commit to it 100%. Don't go through it for a month. Don't go for 2 months. If it's a 6-month program, go from month 1, day 1, to all the way at the end of month 6, right? Don't get, the biggest thing I see is all of a sudden guys will go 3 months and they'll not see the results they wanted. And then all of a sudden they'll get caught up in some other program over here. If it's a good coach, right, and he wanted to put you through a program for a matter of 3 to 6 months or however much time, there's a reason why you're gonna get the results at the end of the program, right? You'll see results probably through it, but how are you approaching that workout day in and day out? Are you giving it the intensity that it deserves? Is it the program, or is it you? How many times do you switch a program midway through? You know what I'm saying? Follow through with it. Make it a challenge upon yourself to discipline yourself to, hey, even if it's the shittiest program, if I gave you a push-pull leg workout or something easy as day, half the guys couldn't follow it. The guys who got results in the weight room were the ones that simplified it and followed at 100% intensity, as opposed to trying to come up with all the best exercises, all the best. I want more bodybuilding. I want more jumping in it. I want more strength in it. I hear so many times of you guys coming at me, especially when you buy one of my programs and have something where you're like, but I want bigger shoulders. Can I add shoulders? Or I need more agility. Can I add this? No. Just follow the program 100%, put that in your toolbox. So whether it be vertical jump, well, you initially wanted this because you wanted a higher vertical jump. Do it, follow through with it, have a higher vertical jump, put that in your toolbox, then focus on something else. Then focus on, whatever it is that you want to be able to do. Stop getting information overload and feeling like you need to do 100 things at once, because you don't end up getting any of them. All right, so that's one thing. 2, when it comes to your skill, when it comes to your sport, whatever that position is, whatever that is, you usually typically answer it within your question. You know, oh, I need to get faster. I need to get faster off the defensive line. I need to get better foot speed when I'm boxing. Well, do that thing, and do it a shit ton of times. I just want to make sure that I'm giving you the real answer to this, because that was hard for me to struggle with. I always wanted somebody to give me that pill. And I know it's cliche and everybody says it now, but it's like, you have to get over that and just put in the work. You have to put in the work and think repetitions. That's why I always say 1,000 rep repetition. If there's something you suck at in your sport, set the next 10 days to a month and perform 1,000 repetitions of that particular drill, and I guarantee you'll get better at that. And you'll look back 30 days from now, or you can go 30 days from now and say, what did I do to get better at it? You didn't, because you didn't do anything. You got to put 1,000 reps in, 10,000 reps in if you can. That's it. I'll catch you guys next time. Hey, thanks so much for watching the video. If you're interested in becoming a better athlete, go ahead and click this box right over here. Today, we'll get you signed up for a free athletic course that's going to teach you how to become a better athlete, whether it be speed, explosiveness, strength, or just pure aesthetics. Go ahead and click that. I'm going to send it to you and get you started immediately.